got a very aggressive bottom lane. We've got an aggressive jungler that can put a lot of pressure down that bot side, and now you've got a bunch of shields and heals and everything else for him.
Hang on a second, Dagda. We've got a Galio support. SOFM now knows that this is going off. It's going to be able to clear the control ward that's in the pixel brush, but actually Knight is here. 369's run down. SOFM going to be stunned up and annihilated by Knight. Available to them. You mentioned the Gore Drinker from KaiSser. We also have the Shield Bow coming in from Jackie Love, so it's just pure life.
Super valuable, but also just your ability to execute targets, because of course that Gale Force, as you get that...
We'll see what can happen during the team fights later on. It has to be said, though, we've been talking about the compositions and who wants to snowball, who wants to be leading the charge with the dragons. This game, I was hoping for a bloodbath. Maybe it still can become a bloodbath, though, because we're positioning for a fight right here. On going to be stunned up, but he's pretty tanky on the Galio. Nice double solar flare. In comes everybody. Jackie Love starts to spin, but he's silenced by the Victor. At the end of the day, though, first kill going the way of top esports, and now it's traded. Joel going to be pulled back in, burnt down. Bin grabs the kill for himself, and now KaiSser re-engages this one. It's 3 versus 4 right now. Bin's grabbing himself some chickens. Suning are going to grab everything that they can from top esports for the time being, but they are going to back away from the potential trade and moving towards the top side of the map. But I don't think Baron is on the cards just yet. Even though it's spawning, they don't have the damage for it.
What pointed out at the very beginning of the day with Joel is that, and Jackie Love honestly, is that they kind of have a bad influence on each other. Because Joel likes, yeah, we're going, and I mean, screw it. If someone comes with us, that's great, but we're on our own.
Hang on, we've got a bit of a skirmish going on. KaiSser tanking up Bin for now. Both of these guys have infinite sustain, so don't anticipate them to die 1v1. But with the rest of the squads coming in, Bin slowed by the solar flare. We are going to see KaiSser going for the ult, jumping into the back line, but immediately regretting his decision. He's going to be knocked up. Does have the Aegis Assault as SOFM jumps over the wall. Knights arrive now, looking for the stun onto Bin. Does find it, the ult. Not quite enough damage. And it looks like both teams backing away for now. In goes On, though. Gets the taunt onto Knight. No follow-up. Good spear from SOFM, and the laser comes on through. Knight forced to flash.
Hurricane instead, but most times when I've seen this Gale Force build, it tends to be paired with the more AP.
Oh, stun onto SOFM. In they go, and immediately Galio is there to answer. Oh no, he's gone too deep again, and now Jackie Love is left alone. This is 4 now, and once again, Suning find an advantage at the start of a fight.
And this is the thing, again, it's Joe going that little bit too far. The rookie support, we said, he can sometimes go a bit aggressive, even by top esports standards, and it's starting to hurt them a little.
Does feel like they need top esports to make the move. Dragon taken, though. That's a
big come through next for Angel, just to provide that little bit more burst, specifically for Jackie.
Bond's been CC'd up, but the aftershock keeping him very safe, and it's Duo that takes a lot of damage instead. KaiSser has gone right onto the back line. No follow-up from the rest of his team just yet as he keeps himself safe with the Aegis Assault. Now Jackie Love, the ult didn't quite do enough, and On walks away barely.
See if you can have KaiSser, who is hovering back with the ultimate, get in and start to split up Suning. The better Suning are split up, the easier be for top.
Here we go. Smite goes the way of Suning, so they get the dragon for themselves. Joel goes in way too deep once more. KaiSser's there to follow up, but he's followed to his own demise here. The Aegis Assault can only keep him alive for a tiny little bit, and Bin is Aatrox, so he's completely invincible. Now Suning on the follow-up, and they are looking for blood. Jackie Love spins around, he turns it around for 1, and Knight grabs the kill.
However, Suning have come into the 2021 season, and they're having none of it. They want to show why they're in the World Finals.
Go Baron taken. There is Aatrox that's quite happy to 1v4 the rest of top esports. Nobody get any better, it feels like.
And that's what I was going to say. Bin has just gone full tank mode as he goes in.
Oh, hang on. Him and Huanfeng are going huge in the bottom lane. 369 in a whole heap of trouble. Pops him into the GA here, but the rest of the team has arrived. Taunts come on through, and he is going to survive somehow. Huanfeng is alive, and now they charge underneath the towers. Bin more than happy to tank this one up as it's knockups galore onto the squad. Jackie Love gets himself a shield out from 369, but enough is enough, say Suning. Another 3 kills, and now they're on the inhibitors.
And this is going to be the end. You've got death timers that can't come up before Suning can plow through this Nexus. Suning are coming in strong to 2021.
It's a slow, cold, calculated win here for Suning, unless JackieLove and 369 can pull off a miracle here, but it's not going to happen. The Nexus will fall, and Suning with a Game 1 upset here over Top Esports. KaiSser, and now it's just going to be what Angel locks in. The Victor is going to be there. And again, fairly neutral matchup in the mid lane. But importantly, as soon solo out the first one, no contest whatsoever from the side of KaiSser. He was on the top half of the map. And Angel maybe finds himself ganked, but should be able to just walk away from this one realistically. Actually, Shockwave going to be used. Doesn't have to flash though. Gets away, gets the stun onto KaiSser. He's a tree.
Yeah, I wasn't sure, because if Zhou was closer, he could have gone for the flash head but pulverize, and you've got a lot of damage there that can come through very quickly, especially for the AP now, guys.
Speaking of damage here, we've got SOFM moving towards the top side. Does not have the ultimate available, I think. There's some damage onto 369, who's just staying in the 2v1 here. Counter-Strike goes on through, dodged by Bin, though. That was a beautiful ultimate coming out. SOFM now trying to get away, is going to drop the sleep onto KaiSser, but the fear is magnificent, and Bin's going to go down too. KaiSser rampages his way through a double kill. Now we're going to find the bottom side as well.
Specifically, you can get very quickly through this amount of shield bow into collector. That 2-item spike is so strong.
To get some extra presence. Could try and look for the dive, I guess, here. I don't think they'll be able to finish this tower off unless they really commit. SOFM now going to be the target as he's taken so much damage. KaiSser's basically 1v1'd him, and Knight sweeps up the kill. Honor's arrived, has a lot of CC, but there's just not enough damage out from Angel.
9 in the top.
Here alongside SOFM as they try and stop the snowball onto 369 here. Hextech ultimatum keeps him in the fight, but the counter-strike and the damage onto SOFM. Sleep onto the Jacks, but is it going to be enough? Apparently arriving late to the party and sweeping up the kills.
Joe's having a round. Knight is moving with him.
On does have his W available. KaiSser goes underneath the tower and takes a tower shot for his trouble as well. In they go, and Bin grabs the kill, but Knight is here to try and answer for the situation. A lot of damage available on this Orianna as he looks for Bin, walks away but gets taken down by the W. It's answered. Zhuo walking away, but Huanfeng who come out on top.
Suning doing an amazing job of turning that around. Huanfeng reading that there was all in on this top side of the map, right?
Yeah, honestly, they are really trying to get 369 snowballing. And Bin that's been sweeping him up in these fights in the meantime. Huanfeng crashing another wave to the bottom side. We've got a pick here. 369 has gone way too far, trying to get the crux of the enemy here. And Bin can't actually chase him down. He's not available. Will be able to get it eventually, but I don't think he can catch up to them.
Yeah, the thing here, though, is they still have control over this top side, though. So as long as you still stop the backs here as SOFM and maybe get the kill. Get the kill. Cool. I mean, look, this is why I love SOFM. Just chase him down, but here's KaiSser, because every time you die, here's top lane, KaiSser gets a kill.
Yeah, KaiSser is looking for more sweep-up kills in the top side of the map. Most of the gold that they gained for themselves was in the turret lane, so it might not look it on the scoreboard, but JackieLove is actually way ahead of Huanfeng when it comes to action.
He has finished the Archangel Staff. Usually we actually see the Luden's Tempest finish in a lot of situations, but he's just holding on to that last chapter. Looks like he doesn't fully finish off his mythic item quite yet. And then when we look over towards the likes of SFM, he's got that Moonstone Renewal as well.
We saw a huge trade on the top side here where Suning were trying to punish
for top esports and a ways for them to exploit this matchup coming up.
Ooh, stun onto KaiSser. There's a lot of damage from Huanfeng as well. That's an easy kill, and now onto 369. We'll be able to get the stun onto one, I think, there, but he's taken down. Bin with a double kill. That should be a couple of towers, but the answer now from Top Esports as they run straight to the mid lane.
I don't know how long they can stick around, though. You can see Suning are collapsing.
Wait, you can... How is Maokai ult a projectile? Anyway, onto JackieLove they go. Stun comes on through. Exhaust is there, but Bin flashes straight after him to try and shut this kill down, but the lifesteal is there, and Bin can't shut it down. Angel's the one to fall instead. Now Bin trying to retreat once more as Duo is there, trying to get onto SOFM. Flash forward onto JackieLove, but the lifesteal is just insane. JackieLove somehow surviving. Gets the ult, but he goes down eventually, and Duo is finished off. Another double for Bin.
Because you can then look to team fight. He's going, nah, but I believe with these 7 kills I can fight.
Hang on, he's just found himself in a 1v4, so 7 kills or not.
For them to turn as well, Zhou can hide off on this bot side, as you can see here, baiting in Suning, and with that flash.
Oh no, it's all gone wrong for Suning. SOFM eradicated. So damn tanky. Teleport available for Bin in 4 seconds when he respawns. There is a ward in the pit. He's going to go with the rest of his team. 2,000 off the Baron. Here we go. KaiSser looking for the smite, and the Baron will be taken. Can they get the fight though? Because Suning started things off with a kill, but it's Angel to be taken down by this rampaging horse.
And this is just beautiful from top. Being able to pick off Bane, turn that in towards Baron, and now you're struggling a little bit as Joel is able to get in behind Zuni like that. They cannot set up correctly.
About this Maokai pick, how is he going to function in the team?
I would have preferred to see
double swirl seed there, but no sleep going to come through from SOFM, and understandably so on that one. It would be a difficult one to follow up on. But Suning are not looking to just let this tower go without a fight. In comes the roots out from On, but completely blocked up by Jackulov. And the fact that you can block those roots as Samira means that this Maokai pick, even if it's a good pick elsewhere, really not a good pick in this matchup.
No, it's not working out for them at all. And I don't know if Suning got caught out of it, but Joel goes in!
Joel, he's been looking for the engage this entire series, and he's finally found the perfect one. 369 stopping the rest of the team coming in. And Suning, they just lose On with no answer available whatsoever. They're still trying to contest this one. 4 versus 5. Another knockup comes out from Joel. In they go. Bin with a kill to start things off, but it's answered by top esports as they all jump into the fray. But they're taken down. Wanfeng is the one on the scene, and he's looking for more. He's looking for multi-kills as the triple comes on through, and Bin finishes the fight.
Angel gets this massive ultimate off, gets a whole heap of damage, and sets up beautifully for Wanfeng to win out. Maybe looking to run away with that.
They want to try and force this fight. Top esports are threatening that. Joel goes in onto SOFM, but a bit of damage traded is all that's going to happen. 369 though, silenced and taken down. Good start to the fight here for the side of Suning. KaiSser jumps in, but he doesn't get the fear onto anyone, and the damage is more than answered as Bin jumps into the backline, trying to run distraction, and the Hextech ultimatum is the end of the enemy's life. In they all go, and down they fall. Jackulov doesn't have their life steal. Knight flashes out, but On's going to chase him down. Autos to Krug for a bit of health, but it's not enough. But it is enough for them to start to hammer away in the mid lane.
Angel is MVP in these fights. His control of everywhere the top esports is trying to approach Suning has been immaculate in this game, and that's what netted them the win there, and potentially the series win as well. As Suning, they're looking to end.
They are looking to snowball this one. Wanfeng onto the towers. Knight is here, desperately trying to defend. Great Zhonya's to bait a lot of abilities out, but it is not enough to survive. 1 tower remaining. Oh, but SOFM goes down. It's an execute. Are going to trade neutral objectives by the looks of things.
And look, from top esports, the scoreboard for Suning. 9-3 for this Camille. 10-0
for the river right now. Trying to set up some kind of engage for his team. He is not afraid to stand very aggressively. He's on that Camille, so you can do that. 369 is almost taken out immediately, but he survives for now as Bin is the one who's managing to go into the GA, gets the kill on the enemy top lane, and Jackulov goes into the backline. Wanfeng in the GA, and the rest of the team following up, but it's Jackulov that's in trouble instead. Wanfeng survives as the rest of Suning managed to protect him. It's Bin surviving. Jackulov goes down after the GA. Duo is not long for this world either. Angel now chased down by KaiSser, but he doesn't have the damage to finish the enemy mid laner off. A double kill for Angel, and Knight suddenly finds himself alone. SOFM wants to chase this one down. I think Knight will get out with his life.
This is so beautiful. Oh, SOFM.
Hang on, I could have been wrong on that one. The dots are ticking here. SOFM 1v1 by the enemy mid laner. That was a little bit too much as he was trying to stop the recalls here. Knight has to teleport back into the base because Suning are trying to close things out right here. The inhib will fall. There is 1 Nexus tower remaining. Knight has his shockwave available. It is all on his shoulders, as it always seems to be. I don't know if he's got what it takes to stop them ending the game. They jump in onto the Orianna just to end the game and clear the series.
And soon we know that they're going to go in for these very aggressive all-in style of games. However, Suning did a really good job even in these games of basing top esports into unfavorable positions, and specifically in that last fight when you're looking at, okay, we've got river control for top esports. They can start the dragon and try and draw Suning out from their bunker, but instead they end up chasing Bin in, and then Suning pounce. Once you're in these close quarters, that's where the composition from Suning is able to take over. And fight after fight, Suning did a really good job of bringing top esports into these positions that they just didn't want to be in and controlling that early game as well. So these early plays coming through from the side of top esports couldn't get much done.
Hey, I'm loving the new hair, by the way, Dagda, and the glasses really suit you as well.
Yeah. Thank you.
But yeah,
I've been trying
agree.
it out. We'll see how it goes.
I agree, though. I agree completely. Sorry, go on.
I was just gonna say I like how we've doubled down on like the matching duo where we both got the new LPL jackets just sent over like back to Dublin and over towards yourself in the UK as well. It was really nice of the LPL to send them over.
Yeah, and the green screen work, it looks like we're in the studio together, honestly. It's really, really impressive stuff from production. But let's talk about the teams here, because Top Esports definitely with a lot of work to go. And I feel like this is a really exciting situation for Suning's coaching staff, right? Bear in mind, Chashao left the team, right? So there was a lot of questions around what was it going to look like behind the scenes for Suning. Diane coming in, and when it came to the drafts, it felt like they knew Top Esports were going to go for the Samira, and they had a complete and utter answer to the way that Top Esports had to play these fights.
And that's like Diane has been on Suning for a while, so like it's not like they needed to completely look over at Top Esports and reinvent the wheel here. This was obviously something, especially when they played them in semi-finals. Like, Suning knew what they were up against. They knew exactly how Top Esports played, and they knew coming into this, the style of composition that they wanted to play, because they played this pretty much the same style in both games, and understanding how to bake Top Esports into these matchups that they really didn't want to play. Now, you'll see on your screen, like, Top Esports, they fought back. This was not an easy victory, and we can still see the individual players on Top Esports are looking fantastic. It's just these team fight setups aren't looking as clean, and when they're trying this very heavy engage style, they need to make sure that those engages are on point, and unfortunately, to put a bit of this on towards the new support, a lot of these engages, as you just saw, weren't up to par.
Yeah, and it's a rough situation to be in, but I do feel like there's a good amount to work towards. There's a good amount that they can build off with Duo here. So while this first series hasn't gone so hot for Top Esports, let's bear in mind this was a rematch of the World Semi-Final. Suning are no slouch, and I think that what's happened here is that the expectation for Suning was too low as opposed to the expectation for Top Esports being too high. I feel like Suning have really outdone themselves in this series.
I think as well, like, but looking at both Zhou and On, you are on a team, as we said, a world finalist, and the team that was expected to be a world's finalist and potentially beat Damwon in Worlds. If you want pressure, you've got it mounded on your plate right now. So for these two young guys coming in, like On is only 17, for these two guys to be coming into these organizations and trying to be such a crucial point of their entire roster, it's going to be hard. So I'm giving it to Joe. Give him a bit of time. He'll be able to sort himself out. Like, this isn't me saying, look, it's doom and gloom for Top Esports. What I'm saying is give these guys a bit of time, and it's only up from here. But definitely Suning, they're looking a lot better than people were expecting.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, some of these fights as well were so intense, so much about the individual mechanical plays, because it feels like sustain is through the roof right now in League of Legends. These fights went on a lot longer than they were in 2020, so it feels like individual outplay potential is more significant, at least in my mind, from what we've seen here today. And I'm excited to see more of this kind of team fighting where there is the opportunity to really shine as an individual. I think Bin and Huanfeng, especially in these team fights today, have looked phenomenal.
Yeah, and there's a lot there that we can still look at for Suning, even from a shot calling perspective. We saw maybe once or twice the slip where there was a scuttle they tried to contest for that they really shouldn't have. But when we were looking at Sword Art, who was the main shot caller, and the reason we're having this home so much is when we were like on the stage for playoffs and stuff, all you could hear was Sword Art. He was the voice. There was no one else in that team, apart from funneling some information to him, that was really talking. So this is where I'm looking going, actually, this is a big step forward for Suning. Sword Art is not the one that's going to carry the legacy of Suning. They've appreciated him. They've now brought more life into their roster.
Yeah, and it is beautiful to see. I'm excited for what the future holds for this Suning roster, and I'm excited to see how things can continue for them, because this is I'm suddenly regretting my power rankings. I wanted to put Suning higher. I drank the Kool-Aid of everyone talking about them. I drank the Demacia Cup Kool-Aid. To be fair, I still put them in playoffs. I think I put them 7th.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, I had them there as well.
I don't know. I feel like this could be a higher team. But like, this is one of the most exciting things, Dagda, about the LPL right now. There are so many teams that you want to put in the top 8 or higher in the top 8. Like, Suning are in 7th. And it's like, great, they look fantastic right now. Who do I put them above? Who do I remove to put them higher up? Because there are so many great teams in the top 6.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. The discussion of, like, I mean, maybe even now 2nd to 13th is just like, what the hell is going on? Like, who do you try and go for? And his playoffs is entirely up in the air. There's absolutely zero way. With the upgrades that we've seen, and even teams that we thought were going to take a step back in Suning taking a resounding step forward, it's only making this more and more exciting. And why 2021 is going to be an unbelievable year.